you ever felt exhausted, feeling like you are trying to please everyone and just failing at pleasing anyone? Today, I want to talk about who we're trying to please. Lately, I've been really wrestling with something, and I'm going to share it with you. I don't always share stuff that I'm personally wrestling with. I kind of like to come out the other side of it and feel like now I have this wisdom about something, and then I like to share it with you. But I'm going to be honest with you today. This is something that I've been wrestling with, and I've been writing in my journal, and I've been thinking about. And it's in the first chapter of Galatians chapter 1, verse 10. And this is Paul talking, and he says, "Obviously, I'm not trying to win the approval of people, but of God. If pleasing people were my goal, I would not be Christ's servant." And several weeks ago, I read that, and it just really hit me hard. He says, obviously, I'm not trying to please people. And then this is what kind of hurt my heart, where he says, if I were trying to please people, I would not be a servant of God. And it made me look at myself. And it made me go, how am I spending my time and my energy and my worry and my fear being concerned about what other people think? When I'm doing that, when I'm using my energy, I'm trying to make sure maybe that other people like me, that other people approve of me, or just that other people won't think I'm dumb. Maybe that's it. When I'm doing that, I can't serve God. Why? Because I'm serving them. They are my audience. They are who I'm trying to please, not God. And in this situation in Galatians, the church has kind of turned its back on the gospel. And people have been spreading rumors about Paul, saying that he's watering down the gospel and he's just using the gospel in a way that would make people follow him. He's watering it down. He's making it something that people like so that they'll accept it. And what he's saying is, I am not trying to please people. I'm trying to please God. And in this quest that I've had, I guess, in this self-examination that I've had, I've asked myself, how can I do that? How can I stop spending so much of me on trying to please other people? Because I want to be a servant of God. But I end up being a servant of other people. And I've come up with just a couple of things, and maybe you can share with me ways that you have come up with to make it so that you're a servant of God and not just serving other people. And one of the ways is in 2 Corinthians. And Paul says there, I take every thought captive. And that's something that I've been trying to do. When that thought jumps into my mind, that thought of fear, that thought of anxiety, that thought of stress, the thing that stresses me out, I take that thought captive. I put it in a little cage. I put it in a cage. This is what is this thought? Where does this belong? I'm going to take it captive and I'm going to say, you know what, this is a lie. This is not truth. Or maybe this is something that I'm just trying to please people. I'm worried too much about what they think. And then maybe, hopefully, every once in a while, there's a thought that I can take that captive and I can go, yeah, this is a thought that moves me toward being a servant of God. So I can take those thoughts captive. I can put them in their proper place and in their proper section, in their proper cage. And I can say, yes, this is pleasing to God, and this is just trying to please other people. And then the other thing is to know Scripture. To know Scripture for myself, to study Scripture for myself. Because if I understand Scripture, if I understand what Scripture says about me, and most and more importantly, what Scripture says about God, then as I take those thoughts captive, I can know what box they belong in because I know Scripture. If we take other people's word for what Scripture says, then we are going to fall into the trap of what they say is pleasing to God. Now, don't get me wrong, I have so many preachers and teachers that I love to listen to hear what God is saying through them. But I only know that what they're saying is truth based on the fact that I have read Scripture for myself, and I can know that what they are saying is truth and does lead me to God. So I want to say this to you. If you are spending all of your energy, all of your effort, all of your worry, all of your time on what is going to satisfy other people, what's going to match up to other people's standards, instead of measuring it against Scripture, then you are in a losing battle, because you will never satisfy someone else. You will never live up to the standards that someone else has set for you. And the beauty of it is this: if you match yourself up, or you strive to meet what Christ wants for us, what God has and wants for us, it has nothing to do with what we bring or who we are or what we have to give. It has everything to do with who He is and who we are in His sight, based on Him and what He's done, not based on us and what we've done. So I hope that you will join me in this quest, like Paul, that he obviously wasn't trying to please people. Because if he's trying to please people, he wouldn't be a servant of God. I really hope that something that was said today was encouraging to you, uplifting for you, something that you can take with you. And if it was, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, or follow me on Facebook, or just check out my website, which is debbiedart.com. Thank you for being here.